Okay, so I'm excited about this because I consider them my family. They are my family.
We
Shout out
are.
to Coniyac and the General, Big Trey D in the building right now.
the
Yes.
whole building.
First of all, I just seen them last night. It was super hectic. It was lit last night.
It was.
But man, y'all killed it on stage.
Thank you so much.
How's that
Cece.
feeling though? Like just at home.
The reception is like, it's like, damn, it's like almost like they forgot about it, with so much stuff that he has going on in the show with the Death Row Classics and stuff like that. It's like, oh, wow, yeah, this too,
Yes.
So they just be pumped all the way through the whole get down.
How does it feel like, and I hate to say this, but I've always been curious to be you too. Just to be you too. Like when you're walking through the crowd and you're walking backstage, everybody wants to say hi to you. Everybody wants to take pictures. Is it a little overwhelming at times?
No.
You handle it so well, but I just wonder, like, damn, I wonder if they're overwhelmed at times.
I think that some, like when people say how we reflect on Instagram, it's kind of shocking to us because we just live our lives regular. We don't even look at it like, you know what I'm saying, we're making an impact, but I love it. I love the feedback we get from people that we run into. It's amazing.
Yeah, because I get to like be in the background looking and people will walk by and they're like, that's Coniyac and Trey D over there. That's Coniyac and Trey D. And it's like, I'm looking at them like, oh, they want to ask for a picture, but they so nervous.
Yeah, but when they do ask, we always oblige for the most part, unless we like in a rush. But if we got time, we always oblige because we love people that support us.
Yeah.
No, and speaking of support, so let's go back because you talked about your album Malice, okay? So we're talking about Malice, and I know there was a little bit of a situation in getting the album out for a while, and you posted a video. But what I love about it is like you're like, listen, just bear with me type of deal. I know these situations happen behind the scenes, but all your entire fan base was like, oh, gee, no need for apologies. Like everybody.
I love them for that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I love them for that because, just not too many people is big on taking accountability. They blame this person, that person. That's why the first thing I said was it was on me. And I apologize to my team first and foremost for putting that type of pressure on them. I need my video out by this day, and I want my album to drop as well. And it's so much that's tied into
that people don't even understand.
No, to bringing that to fruition. You have to go. You have to get the links together. Then you have to upload this. Then you have to do this, do that, all that, and that could be overwhelming if you don't have a big machine team.
Right.
So if you're putting that pressure on your team to accomplish in like a week and it don't happen and you've been like almost promising it, you know what I mean? You got to kind of like be like, when it don't happen, you got to eat it and be like, my bad, because I was trying to do it for the fans.
Right.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And I think that's why they supported me today. Like, you right, Dee, you've been saying it's coming, and if it ain't, we gonna wait. But it's doing pretty good.
And you're so transparent when it comes to your fans. Like you're very on the, up and up with them. How does it feel to like sometimes as an artist when that happens, we're still humans and we still want to be like, ugh. Well, how do you like pull back, regroup, and try to refocus? He's like, a lot of times I'm in the GMCC.
No, it's a team effort though.
It
like
is.
if he's on the edge and I have to be like, hey, and then if I'm like, he's like, come on, we have
And
to.
she more on the edge than me.
Well, she's a Gemini. We know.
Yeah, she
knows.
But they so loyal to the soil. Let me just tell you, yes.
Real spit. So yeah, it's just like, the engagement that we have with them is just like, we just be ourselves. It ain't like we ain't trying to show you nothing extra. We ain't trying to get you all deep into our personal business or nothing like that. But it's just like when we be chilling and having fun, it's like, look, this is what it look like. It's fun in this space right here. You know what I mean? Because we used to preach a whole nother lifestyle when we was younger.
Yes.
You know what I mean? so now that we done grown and got older, we realizing this is really where it's at. It's really fun in this space because more than money and more than fame, you want peace and happiness.
Yeah.
Well, and let me go back to that because, hip hop is celebrating its 50th. KDAY is celebrating its 40th.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a huge imprint on West Coast hip hop at that. how hard is it and how do you stay relevant as an artist through the ever changing of social media, the fads, the trends? I mean, you have been on top and you have remained that constant respect, for, West Coast hip hop. How do you maintain it though? Like, it's work, right?
It's hella work.
Yeah.
She stay in the studio. So she's constantly creating, constantly up. She's really the head of the business. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So she has to stay aware of all the changing trends and the new sounds and new ways to promote and new platforms to engage with and things like that. So I believe that's what allows her to maintain that relevancy, because she loves to do music.
Yeah.
So that keeps her with that energy right there. Me, I'm more like, I gotta feel it, like it's time to hit them with something.
Okay.
Or if somebody invite me on their project or something like that and I feel the music, then cool. But it's just like staying who I am. I don't starve for fame.
Right.
I was famous before I started rapping. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why a lot of people respect you, because you can tell who starves for fame and who doesn't,
Right.
And Coniyac, let me go back to you because, a lot of people, if you don't know, hello, the 1/3 of Doggy's Angels right here.
Hello.
Yes. And you're still doing it. And okay, so can we talk about, first of all, I want to talk about Duffel Bag Music, and I want to talk about Evil Twins, okay?
Well, okay, Evil Twins.
And something about Snoop working on this with her. Can you give me the tea,
man.
please, girl?
Oh, okay, here's the tea. Evil Twins just dropped that single. And matter of fact, the director's guap. He did his thing. Okay, it's so clean.
Video, yeah,
We showed it to
dope.
Snoop Dogg over the weekend. He approved. He was like, it's clean. He said, oh, guap did that. I said, yeah, he showed himself on this one. So that's off the album Duffel Bag Music, which features, of course, my husband, Big Trady, our daughter. She's on there too.
Shout out to your daughter.
Yeah, she did a verse on
She's
there.
so stunning. Every time I
Thank
see her, I'm
you.
like, she need a model.
She loves you guys.
I love
so she
her,
loves you guys.
yes.
She loves you guys. And so Snoop actually hosted it. So we sent him the album. We said, check this out. Tell us what you think. He listened to it. We said, I know you're busy right now because you probably can't get into the studio because he was out of time. I think he was actually working on that series with 50 Cent at the time. So he was gone. So I'm like, I can't really bother him with a verse. So I said, let me get a drop. He's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Use all of these, spread it out. I was like, oh, wow, cool, perfect. So he hosted it. He listened to the album. He said, I love it. You did your thing on it. I was like, perfect. It has the official approval.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Top
you
dog
always
approval.
had bars. You already know.
Well, you know what? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at you guys, and I do have questions, but my mind wanders as I'm sitting with my fam. And I mean, let's talk about it right here. This is like a West Coast power couple. I mean, come on. The Eastsiders, Doggies, Angels. How did you two meet? I really want to know, because I've known them for a long time. I've never heard the story ever, on how this queen met this king and they tied it together. What's going on?
How that happened? Coniyac?
Was it love at first sight, Trady, when you laid eyes on her?
It was, for me, it probably was. I mean, he entered the room and I was like, I heard of him, but I didn't know who he was. Like,
Right.
I never met him. So I was like, okay, no, he's a dope rapper or whatever. But it was he walked into a room we were at, and I was like, wow, like everybody, like his presence demanded attention, and he didn't do anything. He just walked in the room and was talking to somebody.
Powerful.
And everybody was like, hey, and I'm looking, I was like, oh, okay. And, he smiled. I don't want to say, because he's the general. I don't want to put it out there. But at the end of the day, I was like, this is a man right here. Like, and what's crazy is he gives that off. One time we went out to dinner with a friend, and she brought her auntie, and she didn't know that we were together. Oh, well, this was funny. She was like, oh, my goodness, this is a real man right here. He smelled good. And she just like drooling over, right? And I am like laughing. I said, I'm not mad at her. That's what I saw when I got the same energy. But she just couldn't help herself. She was just like, my goodness. is that your uncle? She asked our daughter, was that her uncle?
Oh my gosh.
She said, no, that's my dad. And she said, oh. And she just got, it was so funny, but I was like, I'm not mad. I had the
You're
same
like, she
energy.
see the same thing I see.
It was the same thing, you know?
And Trady, how was it for you? Like when you first saw Coniyac, you laid eyes on her.
Well, Coniyac was, she had her mindset on becoming an artist. So she was on her tomboy tip. Big baggy clothes, Pendleton shirt, all this. So, I had no clue what lied underneath, So, so when we finally got around to, setting a date to go hang out and stuff like that, we talked a few times. And I went and picked her up over one of her friends' house, and she was waiting for me outside with a nice black dress on. And I got out the car, opened the door for her, and I said, "Yeah, you'll be in my spider's web from now."
I love it, Coniyac. What's the one thing you love about Trady?
He always pushes me to be great at everything that I'm trying to do. Everything. If it's like, nah, you could do better than this. You could do this and do this. You have this. So it makes me evaluate like a lot of decisions that I make when I want to do something. And it's like, nah, you could do this. And it motivates me to like, I got that album done in like 3 months.
Wow.
In like 3 months. I was in the studio every day. I recorded myself. Because we have a studio, so I recorded myself. I found the production. I did that in 3 months. He was like, you can do it. And I was like, it was therapeutic for me too. We go through our stuff. So it
right.
Was like,
lay it all out.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is this a diary? You know what I mean? I could just lay it out. This is how I feel about this particular subject. But it is motivating. If you like the gym, you got sounds in your car, it's definitely.
Is it hard though sometimes as an artist? Like, have you ever gone in there and like had to scratch something and be like, I got to start all from scratch again? And then it's just like sits on you. You're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. There's things no one's going to hear. Not even him. Like, no. They aren't leaving the vault. Matter of fact, they will be getting deleted. But no, you have that. You have those moments where, you have. I mean, I remember Busta Rhymes said he had writer's block for like a year or something at one time on an interview. I was like, wow, a whole year? Like, when I was younger and when I read that interview, when I saw that interview, I was like, wow, I can't imagine that at the time. When you're young, you have so much to talk about. It's things, life is happening every day, like on like fast pace, right? When you're young, so you have so much to talk about. So, but now I like he says, I do so much on the business end. Sometimes I have to get on social media and play catch up,
right?
Because I do like now I produce beats. I'm on a writers team writing for film and things like that right now, and so it's like. And then I handle the business part. Me and our team members, we handle the business aspect of our releases and different stuff like that.
Supreme Circle Music Group,
our independent label. So, I mean, it's a lot, but we have to get it done.
That's just what it is. Yeah,
I love it.
So let me ask you really quick. A lot of key artists in hip hop come out of Long Beach. The Eastsiders, Snoop Dogg, I can go on, Warren G, the Twins. Would you consider Long Beach one of the mecca spots for hip hop?
It has become.
Yeah.
Because it was a desert at first. It just seemed like nobody had what it took to break in, or nobody gave what it took to break in. Not that they didn't have it. So shout out to Warren G for checking for checking with his bro on Big Snoop Dogg and everything that resulted from that. And I always give Snoop his props for not being in that position as the man of the hour and saying, okay, leave the spotlight on me and don't put it on nobody else.
Right.
I'm a hog this until it don't shine on me no more. He brought so many people under the umbrella from the Dog Pound clique to, the Doggy's Angels to the Eastsiders to Badass to, so many other people, Nate Dogg, it's just like he opened the floodgates. So now it would be probably considered as a mecca of
Yeah.
hip hop.
Definitely.
I would
And,
consider a
I
lot of
would
dope artists
consider,
come out of Long
heck
Beach.
yeah.
Right.
Y'all have
Yeah.
a whole nice catalog of
Yeah.
people.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, with real good music, not like, you know what I mean? Seriously.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I gotta go back all the way back. We're gonna take it super back. How was it performing on Soul Train with the LBC crew?
Wow.
I had to ask you. You sit in front of me right now.
Hey, look, I was so nervous, right? But
Yeah.
I wasn't scared, but I was like, this is Soul Train.
Right.
I'm like,
This is Don Cornelius.
yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
like, we on Soul Train. Well, Don wasn't there that day.
Okay.
So he had somebody standing in, but this was still Soul Train.
Absolutely.
And you know, I mean, we used to just wait for that to come on every week just to see what the new music was, what the new
dances were.
Yeah,
Yes, when they went
all
on the
that.
Soul Train line.
Yeah.
Dances.
Absolutely.
So to be on there and able to perform, that really made me feel like I was on my way.
Oh man, that had to be a moment.
I was almost there, you know,
Right.
like man, I'm in a good space right now.
I know all your family was like, check him out.
Yeah.
Right now,
If your
everybody.
family see you on the news,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell everybody.
yeah.
"Hey,
Oh, yeah.
The news at 11:00.
TV is
Soul
TV.
Train. It was Soul Train.
Yeah.
I love
It
that.
was huge.
Let me ask you, Treaty, I'll start with you first. Top 3 Long Beach songs.
Wow, that's a good one, Cece. Top 3 Long Beach songs. One would have to be G Thing, cause that's the essence of the city. You know, ain't nothing but a G thing. The next one would probably be G'd Up.
Cheat Up.
Yeah,
It's one of my
yeah,
favorites. I'm
from
not
the
going to
inside.
lie.
Yeah, I see the energy that it creates whenever, you know, it comes on or we perform it. So I have to include that. And for number 3, I give it to Warren G and Nate Dogg, Regulate. Yeah,
That's a hot one, too.
Regulate was a mega song. You know what I mean? And they still love that. And rest in peace to Nate Dogg. I gotta give him his
Let me
due.
tell you, when that G'd Up comes on, I feel like I'm so gangster with it. I feel like everybody feels a little bit of piece of gangster.
Oh,
when
yeah,
that
like,
song comes
oh,
on.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I love it. It's one of my
Right.
favorite songs of all
That's
time.
dope. I'm glad you dig it.
I love it. Coniyac, top 3 Long Beach songs.
I'm gonna have to go with Little Ghetto Boy.
Ooh.
Ain't mad at that one
I love it.
Yes.
bit. Okay.
Um,
We made it.
You don't see what I see
Every day as Tracy D. Oh, it's like Warren G. My bad.
Yeah.
I'll start with you, Coniyac, since you are, the brains behind a lot of business that gets done here. 3 ways to stay relevant in hip hop these days for artists that are really trying right now, and they're, they need some guidance.
Consistency. Consistency is key. You see some people say, oh, well, they're not as talented as me. Their music doesn't sound as good as mine. How consistent are they? They're consistent. They're engaging. That will always be talent, that work ethic, that consistency, and knowing the business. If you don't know the business part, you're going to assume. Do not compare your career or your path with anybody else. You don't check nobody's pockets. You're not going to get paid like them. You're not. You should want more.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
To get that should motivate you to get more. Not, I need what they have. Nah, I can get that plus. But the business part, remember that word is bigger than music. And a lot of people don't get that. You know what I mean? And then you got a lot of people that take advantage of certain people, or they feel like, oh, I need this. And it's like, if you knew the business, you would know that the moves you're making, they're not going to work for you. They're not.
Right.
A lot of people have relationships. Relationships is another thing. You want to nurture relationships. You don't burning bridges is bad in this business, because a lot of people have, like, look at us. Look how long we've been knowing each other.
For a long time.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you talk bad about my girl, I'm stopping everything. you can't ask me for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I've been knowing her for a long time. We have a
Mhm.
relation. That's what people don't understand. That you can't buy that.
Right.
Money doesn't work for that. You know what I
and
mean?
people don't understand that you have to nurture relationships as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
You have to nurture
have to.
relationships.
Because you don't have a relationship unless it's being nurtured. We know each other, you
Mhm.
know, but if we have a relationship, then that calls for frequent engagement. Not overly frequent, but frequent enough to where we know the condition that each other are in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now we're talking about KDAY's hip hop's 50th, KDAY's 40th. Trey D, what does hip hop mean to you? The culture of hip hop mean to Trey D?
Wow. It's the heartbeat of it's the heartbeat of the mentality and the rhythm of the streets. You know, since walking through Juvenile Hall and hearing Sugar Hill Gang come on the radio with Rapper's Delight and learning all the words to all 5 verses. You know, just like when Rakim dropped My Melody, you know, I needed to know every word of all 5 of those verses that was on that song. So it's contagious. It's life-saving as well because it has taken a lot of people off the path of destruction that you'll find yourself in many urban environments and provided a better life for them and their families and you know even friends around them. You know,
Right.
the entourage even benefits from you know, like the loyalty, if you're loyal, of course, which I was just talking about, no burning, no bridges, and the relationships go far. But it's hip hop is just it's a special thing that if you in tune with, you know, if you really hip hop, then you love everything about it. You
Right.
know, it's new artists. I'm talking about like, you know, it's new artists right now that I'll hear and I'll be like, this guy's nuts. Like, wow, this is some great music. Like, you know, and doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, street music. It can be some poppy kind of like hip hop, but he or she might have a uniqueness about themselves that is just, you know, attractive and you like, wow, man, you know, hip hop just have so many chambers. Like
Right.
Wu-Tang say 36 chambers. Hip hop has 36,000 chambers. You know what I mean? And all of them has their particular uh um essence of dopeness.
And I think it's cool what you said because hip hop, for the people that have made money off of it, they've worked, you know, in hip hop, whatever, whether it's behind the scenes or, you know, behind the mic, it saves lives. But I feel like it's also saves lives for people that listen to it too. You know, when we're going through something, and if I'm putting on, you know, Tupac Me Against the World, and I'm going through it, it saves that moment for me,
It
and it
does.
kind of like gives me a little bit more confidence. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, G'd Up gives
Yeah.
everybody that
Oh,
confidence.
yeah. Oh, that's gonna get the party
It's
started.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
How universal it is.
Yeah, it's energy, it's vibration. And if you matching up with it, if it's matching up with you at that time, then it elevates you. You know, hip hop is it's a great uh entity that was brought about from just, you know, partying and rocking the mic and want you know want to you know bring
Yes.
everybody's spirit up. You know what I mean? And it has did that, and it has, you know, transcended from even what they thought it would be. You know, and it continues to evolve. I love hip hop.
Well, now we're on hip hop right now, so I gotta ask you. You're in the studio. What's your Mount Rushmore of hip hop? I should say, who's your Mount Rushmore of hip hop?
Okay,
What
and
era?
Mount
Across the board.
That's a
well, you can do you could do your era or whatever, or you know. But
many
my
go on there?
four. I believe, yeah, they put 4 people on there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say my Mount Rushmore would be, of course, the R, the A to the K I M, Rakim, The Teacher, KRS-One, Don Mega, Ice Cube, and number 4. Who would hold that number 4 spot? Ah, come on, D. You got 15 seconds on the clock. Who will get that spot? Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, there
I'll
we
give it
go.
to the dog father. I mean, and that's not because he put me on. That's not because it's just he has so much flavor. He has his concept of making music. He remakes old songs, and his soul is hip hop. You know what I mean? And it translates in his music and his total being. So for what he did and for where he came from to where he's at now, that puts him on my Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, that's a hot list right there.
That is.
Coniyac?
I mean, dang.
Come on,
he
girl.
kinda, like answered all of. I mean, you talking about Mount Rushmore? That's like entirety, impact. I mean, okay. Tupac, Ice Cube, of course. Yeah. See, Rakim. You know what I'm saying? It's already taken up right there. Look at that.
We got one more.
Yeah, we got. I'll give it to Dog. Dog is an icon.
Yeah.
He can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
One of the biggest hip hop
in the world.
In the world. Yes.
He can't go anywhere in the world. Like
in the 90s, we were in Amsterdam, and about 100 people was chasing the bus.
Damn.
I mean, chasing Snoop's on the bus, and they didn't speak English or nothing. Snoop Dogg, no. And they were chasing the bus for like 2 blocks.
Yeah.
2 blocks. I was like, this was in the 90s. This is 22. Your grandmama know who Snoop Dogg is.
Right.
You know
Everybody
what I
knows.
Yeah, he's
Snoop
doing
Dogg.
sign-ins and they shutting down the mall.
From your grandbaby to your grandmama. They know who Snoop Dogg is. So, yeah, he gets that.
Now, that's going to lead me to this next question. What's your craziest tour story? Because I know you got some crazy stories on tour.
Crazy tour stories. Oh, crazy tour stories. Let me see what's the crazy tour story.
Craziest?
Okay. I get a phone call. Hey, D, this Dog. What's up, Dog? I need you, cuz. What you need me to do? I need you to go to LAX and catch a flight out here to Europe. The homies left me for dead. What? Yeah, cuz. I'm leaving right now, but I'm going to leave your ticket right here. All right, I'm on my way. Get myself together, fly out here. Speaking of Amsterdam, that's where I landed at. No one's here to get me. Excuse me, ma'am, could you tell me where Snoop Dogg is? I'm like, somebody speak English. Can I speak? Everybody spoke whatever they speak in Amsterdam. Didn't nobody know what the hell I was talking about. And I'm I'm in the middle of an airport trying to figure out how I'm going to get to where he's at and get to the show on time and all this. And somebody, one of the baggage people or something like that, he understood what I was asking and he directed me to the hotel. So when I got to the hotel, I walked in and Warren G happened to be leaning over the rail. He rocked it that night too. He tore that mug up. So he was leaning over the rail and I walked in. He was like, Trady, what's up, homie? I looked up at him. He said, oh, okay. I was mad. I was so mad. I was hot. And Dog called me and he said, oh, man, that man, yeah, cuz, I had to come over here and do this. Hey, roll that up right there. And right there. And it was over with that. The madness was over. We wound up having a good show that night.
I love that, though. He was like, I was in Amsterdam, didn't know where the fuck I was going.
What?
I just knew I pulled up.
Yeah, I need you, but you don't leave nobody for me.
Oh,
So
my God.
it was just an oversight. Dog always take care of me. We good.
Now, let's go back into the Eastsiders. Like, the first song you and Goldie ever did together, was it instant chemistry? And what
After
song
we
was that?
did
The
the
very
song.
first song.
It was Give It To Him, Dog.
Mhm.
We came to give you what the fuck you want. So he came off, and Snoop came off, and I came off. And after the song, after we played it about 7 or 8 times, it was like, yeah, we got something here. We can probably build on this. So after that, it was just every time we got in there, it was, we weren't really trying to outdo each other, but it was just we was trying to make our point of who we were as artists. So everybody went in hard individually, and that and Dog, Dog got that flavor, what it needs, some paprika, what it needs, some some onion, salt, whatever it needs. He gonna add that right flavor to it and make it right once we do our thing. So,
Right. And did you come up with the name, the Eastsiders?
No, actually, when we first thought of doing the Eastsiders, it was me, him, and Daz.
Oh.
And we did a song called, I think, Eastside Party or something like that. And that was the only song we ever recorded as potentially becoming the Eastsiders, because Snoop went back to No Limit, Daz went to wherever he went to, and I probably went to prison or something. So, but when we finally brought it back together, it was me, him, and Goldie Loc.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, it's the
He was like,
Eastsiders. Because that's kind of what.
He's like, you want to do this song, cuz? You want to do this group thing with the little homie, cuz? You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, let's see what he do. You know what I mean? So when we recorded that song, I was like, yeah.
I love
Let's
it.
go.
I love it.
He made the cut. Goldie Loc made the cut.
That's why that album sounded like that.
Yeah.
That's why they had all them hits on there.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go into this because KDAY is celebrating our 40th. I keep talking about that. We're so proud of that. First hip hop station in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is amazing. But I'll ask. I'll start with ladies first. Coniyac, what does a station like KDAY mean to the hip hop culture?
KDAY, in my opinion, put hip hop to the ears of because you couldn't really hear it on the radio. A lot of people don't even know. You couldn't watch videos. I mean, if you didn't get it from the swap meet or somebody's trunk, you didn't have access to it. It gave us access, especially from our backyard, where we're from, the culture, how we grew up. It exposed us to all the talent that came out of the city. You know what I mean? And without KDAY, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think that hip hop really would have made the radio. It showed them we can get on here and people really want to listen and they really love it. And and we were dedicated. We were like, okay, you can't. KDAY is a staple. It's almost like a, how you say, it's a landmark. It's a you know
Landmark.
what I'm saying?
It's
It's a hip hop staple
Historical landmark. Yeah.
historical landmark for hip hop. Period. If you don't know about it, then it's like, where are you for real? KDAY is if I'm not mistaken, was KDAY actually owned by Eazy-E in the beginning?
No, well, Eazy-E came on KDAY.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they had the Mix Masters, and KDAY was the first station to play NWA.
Yeah.
So
see the history.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
See, y'all just learned that. See,
Back when
I just
Greg
had to
Mack
fact
and
check.
all
Yes.
them was,
See?
Mix Masters.
had to fact check with the Queen. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And Trady, with you, what does a radio station like KDAY mean to to the hip hop culture?
But it is the hip hop culture, because I've been listening to KDAY since KDAY was on AM 1580 KDAY to be exact.
Yeah.
And before KJLH, I believe, was on or KGFJ it was on the AM station as well, and it was trying to usurp the following that KDAY had built, but they couldn't fade KDAY, so you don't hear about it.
This is a new story I'm hearing. I love this.
You don't even. Yeah, I think I forget which. It was 1230 KGFJ maybe, but yeah, it couldn't mess with 15. That you had to go a little further down the dial and get it raw and rugged.
Right.
So KDAY has always been supportive of hip hop, always promoted hip hop. It's been the go-to for hip hop since hip hop entered the understanding and the consciousness of the music world. And
Especially the West Coast.
Yes, definitely West Coast, because this where it is, this where it's at. But this is when you come to California, if you're gonna deal with anything radio, if you come to Southern California, you have to hit KDAY, because KDAY is the station.
It is.
You know what I mean? And whenever you want to know what's going on, how it's going on, what went on, what's about to jump off, you know what I mean? All you got to do is tune in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
93.5 is on and cracking. It's on and cracking.
So let me tell you what else is on and cracking. Evil Twins. Make sure you guys get it on all digital platforms.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. And of course, you got the album coming out, right?
Yes, the album's coming out, and he is like pushing me for a release date real bad. So, let me go on and
make it official.
Make it official.
You're
right
on the
here.
spot. You're on the spot.
Yes.
All right, next Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday, Duffel Bag Music. We'll
be
let's do it.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
Y'all heard that.
Hosted by
Bag
Snoop
Music.
Dogg. So make sure y'all get it if you felt Doggy's Angels album. If you felt
what's up with that video by Guap?
Oh, yeah. And the video Evil Twins will be releasing that this Friday. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we coming for they butt. We coming.
Do you still, you guys have been doing this for a minute, but do you still get those butterflies when your music?
I'm getting them right now.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
I'm getting them right now, because she got a dope project. She got a dope. I didn't even want to put my stuff out at first.
Damn.
I didn't. I was trying to say, babe, come on, but she's so meticulous about everything. No, I have to do this and this. I'm waiting for
we
this
like
and
to
this.
plan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But
so Gemini, I think we got to lay everything out.
Thank you.
I was calling Guap before I even completed my Berserk video. I was like, Guap, I'm stuck for time. One of these producers left me hanging. I might need you. Guap like, well, shit. I'm 10 states away from you. What you need me to do? I said, shit, call one of your boys. Let's do something. He said, I got you, D. Don't worry about it. So I pulled a couple of strings and made it happen. So I called him the next day. I said, don't worry about it. He's like, you sure? You sure? I said, don't worry about it. I got it covered. And I got a dope video out of it, too.
That's
Real
what
dope.
it is. And so when is we got the album Malice?
The album Malice is out now.
Perfect.
On all digital streaming platforms. And the video from the album called Berserk is out right now. Yeah.
Make sure you guys go ahead and download that, make it to your soundtrack. Seriously, but let me ask you before you leave, because we just got to shout out your beautiful daughter, first of all. She's doing music, right?
Thank you. That. Yes, Kimmy Diamonds.
Okay, yeah. So Kimmy Diamonds, I follow her. I love her Instagram. But I was, when I see her and I'm like, dang, I wonder what it is being an artist coming up in your mama's Coniyac and your daddy's trainee. Like, do you sit there, you guys grooming her for this? Is something she wants to do? I mean, and as a mother, I know you're probably hands-on, right?
Oh yeah, I'm hands-on. I like if she asks a question, she's real. She can go and she likes to research things her own. She likes to do things how she kind of wants to do it. So, but she does ask me questions and I do help her. I have groomed her for the culture to know, 'cause she has a podcast and it's called Music Link. And what she does, she talks about the culture. She gives flowers to certain artists and stuff like that. So she does a lot of research. Hip hop is in her. So,
right.
I remember letting her first hear when she was young and she first heard 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang. She said, who's that? I said, that's Wu-Tang. She said, oh yeah. I was like, you like Wu-Tang? Little kids really don't, Wu-Tang is you got to be a real hip-hop head to be in Wu-Tang and be hyped when it come on and be like, oh, no, I got to see this live. That's how I am about Wu-Tang. So when she was like, oh, yeah, I said, she don't love hip-hop.
Yeah.
And she breaks it down. She really loves it, but she's coming.
Yeah, she
Trudy, is it hard for you, though, as a dad, though? And you're like, I've been around the world twice and then some. Yes.
Not only her, I have two more children that are in hip hop as well.
And how do you guide them as pops?
I let them do them.
Really?
I let them do them. I mean, they have a good example in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they see how serious I take myself as an artist. So you know, you can't play with it. You know, I don't encourage playing with nothing that you do seriously. You know, so yeah, I let them pretty much handle it on their own, and I sit back like a proud dad when they do their thing. You know, like okay, the gene pool is safe.
It's
you know
safe,
what I mean?
yes.
So yeah, I love it though, man. You know, I'm proud. I'm proud of my daughter. You know, I'm proud of both my daughters and my son that rap. You know what I mean? And I wish them the best, and I know they gonna give it they all when the opportunity presents itself.
Right? Wouldn't that be a cool like family tour too? I'm just saying.
Nah, I would.
That would be a dope ass family tour. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I would love that, because I know the energy gonna be crazy.
And I'm keeping all the money.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
No, I give you some.
before you guys
give
leave,
you.
really quick, I know you dabble in movies and you guys do a lot of production. Anything coming soon with that?
We have some things in the works.
The gangster series.
We got
we're
the
gonna,
gangster series.
Yeah, we're gonna reignite that. It stars Guy Torrey. We originally kicked it off with Mike Epps. He came in and helped us launch it. And we got Guy Torrey as a regular on the series. And we also have our homeboy Dice. We the main characters. Me and Coniyac the main characters. And just with the slowdown in the industry, even before the strike, it was like different dynamics you have to go through to really get on in the business, and we want to get on. We ain't trying to be on the fringes.
I heard that.
We trying to get on.
Yeah, and everything kind of slowed down with the strike going on, so you got to respect it, because I totally get it and understand what they have going on, and I really hope it gets rectified.
Because it might be trickling down to hip hop.
Yeah, well, yeah, when
Ooh,
you think
don't
about
say that.
it. Well,
I'm talking about we need our money from the streams.
Oh, yes.
We need,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's
you might
money.
see a lot of rappers walking up and down Sunset or somewhere, in the next few months or years or whatever, because the dialogue is engaged right now. So we want ours.
As you should, because I did hear somebody talking about that, and we were like, wait, what? They don't get anything from the streaming?
Pennies.
Wow. So if it's not like, if you're
Points
not
of a
doing,
penny.
if you're not doing Drake or Lil Durk numbers, you know what I mean? You're not really making any money, even with your YouTube and certain things like that. So it's just like, and some people don't understand how those numbers and the views add up to the pennies and some people don't even understand how that works. And you know, to me, like, even I seen Snoop mention this, and I was like, wow, he's not lying. Like, the numbers are not adding up. Like, pennies on 0.000 cents.
Yeah,
on the stream, like,
0.13 cents.
how does that work?
And somebody's getting paid off of that. Somebody else is getting that money.
Their kids going to college. They driving nice automobiles and manicured lawns and all that. You know what I
So
mean?
that's the thing. I mean, I think like, I know the major labels is probably like, hold on too, because they should be like, hold on, how is this working?
Because a part of that is their money as well.
That is their money as well. Heck yeah. So, I mean, I think if everybody unite, they could get some happening, because without the music, there's no platform.
Real talk, without the music, we wouldn't be talking about it.
That's what I'm talking
Look
about.
how Jay-Z put out with that American Gangsta album, how that was strictly on his website. You couldn't buy it anywhere but there. They start doing that, man. That's going to be crazy.
And it might get to that at some point.
It
has to, yeah.
It might. People have followings now. They fans could go directly to them. I think the fans will love it.
Absolutely. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for having me. Or having me. For
Having
being
me.
here.
Thank you for having me.
I think I'm still lit from yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. I texted
already
Coniyac. I said it was a little crazy backstage yesterday.
She said, I'm lit.
Oh, man. I had a good time.
I had a great time, too.
Yeah. Shout out to Battle Cat. Y'all did your thing, man.
Thank you.
Seriously.
If
Shout out to
you didn't
everybody
get
on
that
that tour,
reunion tour
too.
in, hey, I feel sorry for you, man.
But you know what's so crazy? Backstage, I'm hearing people talking about it, going like they want it to go globally now. Like,
yeah,
yes.
did you listen? We was in Phoenix. We was in at least